Pleased to meet you. This is Fixed and Folded, the knife review channel for the casual knife collector. I'm Cody. I have a special knife today. Let's flip this camera around and do a on the mat video here. My special knife today is the Spartan Harsey. I overlooked this knife for a few years because it was out of my price range. I have a couple other Spartan knives, and I love them. And this thing was always around $1,000 Canadian. And yeah, that's was out of a casual knife collector's budget. But I saved up for about 3-4 months so I could get a few more knives. And this is one of the ones I was able to acquire, and it's a great, terrific knife, almost perfect. So weight is heavy for a knife that has an extra large size. This is the heaviest of my extra large knives. But it still feels good. It's like a nice solid feel in hand. Think of like if you're doing a comparison of like pistols, this is like a 1911 compared to a Glock, right? It has a really satisfying feel to it because it's solid. There's no milling in the titanium scales, and you have a nice generous chunk of Magnacut for the blade. This is the uncoated model, so you have uncoated titanium and uncoated Magnacut. So there's not the beautiful contrast with the pivot screw and the butt cap and whatnot that you could get if you get some PVD coating, but this has charm of its own, doesn't it? Hand comfort is excellent. This is aggressive looking jimping, but it's not sharp at all. And so it does actually provide usable traction while still being comfortable in the bare hand, which is when you look at how intimidating this is, it's a good, excellent implementation of design that is actually more comfortable than it looks like it's going to be. You have these really, expertly thought out hand grooves here for your fingers. And this is such a masterpiece of design that you can use very a large number of different hand positions on here comfortably and effectively. So you got your saber grip, of course, hammer grip. You can choke back on this and use your palm to aid in piercing for self-defense or whatever. This is also an effective grip here. Of course, your reverse grip is comfortable, and your pinch grip, you have a nice little cutout here for a finger rest for a pinch grip. And this doesn't have a sharpening choil, which is a interesting design choice. And the first 1/2 inch of the blade stock is unsharpened. And so you can comfortably rest a big extra large size finger on the front here without it getting cut. So you have a comfortable choke up point. So really, this is just an outstanding design for multiple grip options. And the fit and finish is nearly perfect. There's a little bit of lock stick with the liner lock. It's a minor issue. You can hear maybe. Try it again. You can hear as I overcome the little bit of the detent there from the liner lock. It's minor. The design, subjectively, it's artful, right? You got flowing lines. You have the world's most subtle recurve here on the blade. For the most part, I think once you get to the sharpened area, it's essentially flat. And you have a subtle drop point. You've got your swedge here to aid in penetration, decreases the weight a tiny bit. High saber grind. The blade shape is reminiscent of a lot of different blades, blade styles and companies, but it's really functional. 4 inches blade length with 3.75 inch cutting surface. The handle is about, what's the overall length of this guy? Is about 9 inches. So you got 4, so this is 5 inches of handle, and I have extra large hands. My fingers go 3.5 inches across here, and you can see all that extra space on the back. So plenty of room for people, even with double XL hands and gloves. So this is just a really capable knife for anybody with, I don't know if somebody with medium-sized hands. Yeah, I think even medium to double XL hands is going to be compatible with this knife. This is definitely an extra large knife, and I'll do a size comparison. Might as well do it right now. So got the old penultimate medium size knife. This is a bug out that I customized with a CF Elite, and I put a 20 CV blade on it, and I dremeled off the coating on here, so it's kind of a tuxedo look with some contrast there. And had to mill out. It's interestingly, the CF Elite, on a side note, the CF Elite bug out, when I got it, came only with the black S30V blade, and the milling for the pivot and whatever does not match the typical Spyderco. So I actually had to go in with tools and change the shape so that it would actually fit this blade from a different bug out that I had, because I wanted the tuxedo look to keep with my CF Elite, and it turned out works great. Anyway, okay, so now we're going to between medium and full size. This is the James brand Klein with linen micarta and Magnacut. And I like to point out, this is a very similar blade design, knife design, and size to the James brand Klein. This is the excellent Kaiser Escort. This one is in aluminum 20 CV. 20 CV and M390 are virtually, they have all the same properties. So M390 and 20 CV is about the same steel. And I've got my custom going up a size to full size. My Benchmade readout with advanced weapon technology aluminum scales. This is kind of a perfect knife for me. CPM D2 and the rubberized coating on the feeling of the aluminum scales on advanced weapon technology. This is probably the most me knife that I have in my collection. Okay, and then you're going to pull these guys off to make room for my other Spartan knives to show you. I've got the Spartan Poros with G10 and 154 cm blade. Another interesting side note, I've barely used my Poros, and yet it has little microchips along the blade. So I don't know if that's too acute of a grind angle from the factory, or maybe something with the heat treat, but a minor issue. It still cuts, but it's weird to see little microchips on it since I've barely used it. But it's a fantastically fun knife to use. You can see how it fits size-wise here. Definitely extra large. And then other Spartan. This is the Spartan Palace with aluminum scales. This one has S45BN tungsten coated blade there. And these are pretty similar sized. And cool thing to note is this actually has about the same dimensions as this beefy boy in terms of length. The SOG Seal XR. Handle real estate is about the same, and you can see here usable blade cutting edge is about the same. So definitely extra large size. Get this back off here. I believe this is a titanium pocket clip, and there's no sharp surfaces on the handle. Maybe here where the liner cutout is, this is a little bit sharp. It's not going to cut you, but everything else, even up here, has actually been tumbled. So it's everything's been smoothed off, just top quality. You got big bronze washers on the inside here. You can thumb flick it easily. You can slow roll it. There's quite a heavy detent actually. Nice smooth action. The cutting out of the box wasn't razor sharp. You can shave with it. It didn't love to cut through receipt paper, so let's do a cutting test now. I'll flip back, use both my hands, and I'm gonna take off my sweater because I'm freaking hot. All right. So let's see if this cuts this piece of paper. This is a factory edge. Good. I'm glad to see that it does that. Okay, it has redeemed itself because it was catching on the receipt paper. I'll just compare that with a knife that I know is super duper sharp from the box, Kaiser Escort 20CV. Yeah. I'll go back to this. Okay. So this is nice and sharp out of the box. Okay, so that was going to be my one issue, was I was going to give it like a C or a B for sharpness out of the box, but I can't do that because it's been cutting nice and smoothly. So I might have to give this an A+. Price-wise, this was $700 Canadian. This is the cheapest. Well, you can get a little cheaper if you get the S45 VN. I think that one was about, the difference was about $80, so $620 Canadian to get the uncoated titanium and uncoated S45 VN. So the price ranges from $620 Canadian to over $1,000 Canadian if you want the really ornate ones. Yeah, so all in, I paid $745 from Blades Canada, including tax and shipping. And is it worth that? Yeah, it is if you want an artful and completely usable heavy-duty knife that you can carry in the pocket. It's carries surprisingly well for its weight because it's so smooth and the dimensions are not so big. It was actually comfortable to carry in my pocket all day yesterday, moving around. So yeah, it's an A+, one of my A+ knives, 10 out of 10. Yeah, Spartan Harsey. The designer is William W. Harsey Jr. The knife's been out for 8 years. It debuted in 2016. I believe it won the USA Made Knife of the Year at a big knife show in the States, and it's a deserving. So, okay, have a great rest of your day. I'll have another knife review for you soon. See you.